Hey squad, welcome back. Now today I'm going to be demonstrating another addition to the fantastic Waves vocal production plugins family. And this of course is the awesome Waves Space Rider multi-effects plugin. And my main focus of the video is to show you how you can combine the equally awesome Waves Silk Vocal Processor with the Space Rider plugin, which in my opinion is truly a match made in the heavens. That said, let's dive in. So this right here is the awesome Space Rider. And not only does the interface look fantastic, it's a really intuitive multi-effects plugin. It combines 3 essential effects plugins you'll be using on your vocals, chorus, delay, and reverb. And the controls are really simple for each of the individual effects. Now this is not going to be a deep dive into the plugin itself. It's going to be a more practical demonstration of how you can use this to really sweeten your vocals. Before I begin demonstrating, I must say a big thank you to the absolutely awesome singer, songwriter, and artist Alia Lara, as well as the incredible artist, musician, and producer extraordinaire First Timothy for the use of this vocal stem and instrumental bounce of their song. And links to these very talented individuals will be in the description. Okay, so what we've got on screen right here is real simple. A main vocal, a vocal double, and a bounce of the instrumental. So here's a quick idea of what we're working with.
You gotta wake up. They put the wool over your eyes with all of this fake stuff. You let illusions and lies pass you by, but don't you have questions about them? Well, I know someone with answers. Like you can't see without vision. You can't live life without wisdom.
Okay, and of course the vocals are unprocessed and the instrumental is just a quick bounce. Now you'll notice that I've got an instance of the Silk vocal on each of these channel strips, but I'm also routing them through to bus 1, and on bus 1 I've got another instance of the Silk vocal and the Space Rider directly afterwards. So effectively this is our signal flow from left to right. The main vocal first entering this vocal processor on the actual channel strip, then hitting this instance of the Silk vocal processor on the bus, and then of course being treated by the Space Rider at the end of the chain. Now there are a multitude of ways in which we can route our vocal signal through to these plugins. Of course, I've got the entire vocal going through to a vocal bus, and on the vocal bus, I've got the plugins there, and I'll treat accordingly. You can, of course, use the auxiliary sends. Let's say we created an effect send like so, and then, of course, on the effects bus, we inserted an instance of the plugin right there. We can then choose how much of the signal we want to feed through to give us the treatment we're looking for. The bottom line is, whichever routing method you use, as long as the end result is great, then that's all that matters. Okay, so let's get down to business and start bringing some of these plugins in. So the first one we're starting with is actually on the vocal channel itself. And now on the Silk vocal, I'm opting for the preset by Joe Ciccarelli, Upfront Female Vocal. Now I've already made some modifications to the preset to suit what I'm looking for. Now, as you can see, the only plugin activated is the Silk vocal on the channel, and the plugins on the bus have been deactivated. So let's do a before and after with the plugin bypassed and then enabled.
You gotta wake up. They put the wool over your eyes with all of this fake stuff. You let illusions and lies pass you by, but don't you have questions about them? Well, I know someone with answers.
Okay, lovely. Next up is the instance of the Silk vocal, which is on the bus. And once again, I'm starting with a preset. This one is by Derek Rockham Jones, and this one is the female Silk vocal bus. Once again, we'll A-B.
You gotta wake up. They put the wool over your eyes with all of this fake stuff. You let illusions and lies pass you by, but don't you have questions about them? Well, I know someone with answers. Like
Okay, lovely. Really upfront and present, and the breathiness of the vocal is really coming through now. So now let's engage the Space Rider. We'll kick things off with these 2 plugins activated and then bring in the Space Rider.
you gotta wake up. They put the wool over your eyes with all of this fake stuff. You let illusions and lies pass you by, but don't you have questions about them? Well, I know someone with answers. Like you can't see without vision. You can't live life without wisdom. You gotta...
Oh, so silky, so smooth. I really love this combination. Now, of course, I can go in and I can do further modification. I can decide, for example, if I want to use only 2 of the effects, maybe the delay and the reverb, or switch out the delay and have the chorus and the reverb combined. Then, of course, we can adjust and modify all of these very easy to understand settings, completely independent of one another, and then determine the balance between the dry signal coming into the plugin and the wet signal leaving, and then, of course, the overall level of the signal going through to the master bus. We've got a ton of presets right here. As you can see, loads of options to choose from some great engineers and producers. And like I said before, the interface is incredibly intuitive. So let's try something out. Let's switch all of these off and then bring them in one at a time.
You gotta wake up. They put the wool over your eyes with all of this fake stuff. You let illusions and lies pass you by, but don't you have questions about them? Well, I know someone with answers. Like you can't see without vision, you can't live life without wisdom. Humble yourself, you need to change your ways. With all of God's help, turn from your wicked ways. The Lord is not slowing, keeping his promise, but he will expose those who are dishonest. You gotta wake up. They put the wool over your eyes with all of this fake stuff. You let illusions and lies pass you by, but don't you have questions about them? Well, I know someone with answers. Like you can't see without vision, you can't live life without wisdom. Humble yourself, you need to change your ways. With all of God's help, turn from your wicked ways. The Lord is not slowing, keeping his promise, but he will expose those who are dishonest. You gotta wake up.
Wow, so dreamy. Now, the final thing I have to say about this is use the link in the description to download and try this thing out. And you can try out the Silk Vocal plugin as well, completely free of charge. And if you haven't already seen my video where I've combined the Waves Silk Vocal and the Waves CLA Vocal plugins together, and the incredible vocal outcomes you can achieve by doing so, make sure you check the link above as well as in the description. As always, if you feel I've brought you some value in this video, do remember to support me, support my channel by liking the video, subscribing to the channel and leaving a comment. And don't forget as well to switch on the notification bell so when I next release a video, you'll hear about it straight away. That's it for now on the Waves Space Rider plugin, and I'll be back real soon with more. Until then, I'm Deuce. I'm out. Peace.